This segment is, what the heck segment is this? Real Estate 101. Real Estate 101 segment is brought to you by the coastal team of Keller Williams, serving Long Beach like no other coastal team could possibly serve Long Beach. Give them a call at 562-888-0404. Completely lost my script for that one. So
I was going to say, how exactly is it?
It's a great bunch of people that are really good at buying and selling houses for people, and it's called the Coastal Team of Keller Williams. And it's 562-888-0404.
That's true.
Very cool people.
If you're saying they're good, I trust you.
And I hope they didn't listen to that segment because, they might say, can you clean it up a little, Coach?
Your teleprompter went down.
My teleprompter.
They may want a discount.
My 1928 Toshiba teleprompter. Today, giving up too much as a buyer. Is it wise for buyers to be removing contingencies and inspection requirements in a desperate attempt to get the house?
Desperation is never good.
What?
This is a great topic.
I know it is. I love this topic because I see it every day, and more with the low inventory and 30 people looking, putting in offers. Buyers are dropping their pants, right, to get a house. And I don't think it's a good idea to be dropping your pants and dropping contingencies and dropping inspections and doing whatever you can and just saying, God, please give me the house.
That's the thing. Most buyers, and that's why we're here to help the consumers, I don't think they understand that the way you're phrasing it is the way most people will phrase it, which is giving up all contingencies. But there are still contingencies that remain regardless. And I'd say the most important one is usually the loan contingency. Right. Okay.
I'm even
never
those,
give up a loan contingency, or can you?
Those. Yes.
Well, see, here's the thing. Some people might sign those off after their appraisals come in. Everything's good. After everything's good on the lending side and you're over the hump, there's no reason to. It's just another show of faith to the seller. But the contingencies I think that you're talking about that really apply are the inspection contingencies for the buyer. Their home inspection with their professional home inspector and their own visual inspection of the property, going down to the city, making sure that all the bedrooms and bathrooms are legit, permitted, no citations on the property. Those things you can usually do in a pretty reasonable amount of time, maybe 10 days or so. In the contract, it says 17 days, but the seller would like you to get those things done faster and committed to them and sign off on those things as no further reason to get out of the escrow, basically. And the sooner they can get you to do that, the more comfortable they are, So
you're saying it's okay to drop some contingencies.
It's okay.
But be careful.
Always be careful because there's a what's called an earnest deposit, okay, that you put down when you open the escrow, and that's like
you're going to lose it.
That's like a good faith deposit, and if your inspection contingency days that you both agree to, buyer and seller, go past that timeline, and then all of a sudden you try to come back and back out of the transaction because of something that applies to that timeline that expired, then you're putting yourself on the hook to potentially lose that deposit. You've wasted the seller's time, and the sellers, turned down other buyers, and it's basically the way the seller's looking at it is this is time, money, cost.
Let me ask you this way.
Yeah.
Would you tell your buyers to drop certain contingencies to be in a better position to get the house?
I would tell them to reduce their inspection periods because I know that's
no big deal. I'm talking about dropping. I'm saying don't worry if there's termites. Don't worry if the roof leaks. Don't worry if anything's wrong with the house. I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
What I like to chime is there's going to be different levels. The loan contingency is obviously the single most important because if you can't get financing, you can't get the loan. So sometimes those other inspections, like even a leaky roof, sometimes that's not going to pass. That's not going to pass an appraisal, so that's not going to pass a loan contingency part.
Yeah.
But then if you have like a home inspection, home inspectors aren't really looking for the health and safety as much as a loan appraisal is. So ugly things, broken faucets, things like that, that's kind of what you're giving up, and that's okay. But you want to hang on to your loan contingency, reducing the term of the loan contingency. If you've got a great lender like the mortgage mistress, she could probably...
She get you loan in 3.5 hours.
Well, she could probably... No, she can't.
She
could probably...
Including appraisal.
That would be no.
That would be no.
No, but she can educate you on... she can educate the buyer, and she can set up you, manage your expectations for having the ability to possibly shorten that. And that's going to be a cooperation, a strong cooperation between the buyer and the loan officer, getting all their documentation in, getting everything done when it can be
with
done.
the seller. It comes down to, this is the honest truth. I'll put it like this.
Uh-oh.
How fast?
Wait a minute. I got something for that. You ready?
Boom.
Go.
Blowing
minds.
How fast can they get you 100%, no turning back on the hook? Okay, basically that's what the contingency periods are all about. Okay,
They just want to hook you in like a fish.
well, because they need to secure you as a buyer and make sure you don't walk away and they don't lose 30 days of their time and not have a successful close and have to go back on market and start it all over again.
All right.
Here's
Okay.
here's the biggest thing. As a lender
Another
and as
10
the
minute
buyer,
segment.
you really
Perfect.
want to make sure that your realtor is on board and has spoken to your lender. I actually have somebody right now that's going to be closing this week where we had a loan contingency. We had a timeline. We had that. And I spoke to the agent beforehand saying, hey, is this realistic or is it not? And each lender is going to defer, okay, and depend on how long, how quick their turn times, and they aren't. So make sure if that is part of your package, because I've seen them quite a bit the last 2 months. Even loan, appraisal, all of those being
A lot of pants
absolutely
dropping going
dropped.
on.
I'm gonna
Absolutely dropped. Make sure your
lot of
realtor
pants
and your loan
dropping.
officer are
Must be
talking and making
Hollywood.
sure that you go ahead and get all your stuff in as well. It's a
All
lot
right.
of cooperation.
To put a bonnet on the segment so it doesn't go too long, I'm going to say that you better don't just take
Be on
this,
point.
don't take this willy-nilly, right?
Yeah.
Take it serious.
Yeah.
If you're dropping contingencies or if you're backing off on certain things about buying the house just because you're desperate, it's not a good thing.
Make sure
Slow
you're working
down,
with pros.
talk it through
Yeah.
with your lender, talk it through with your realtor, and really make sure this is the right thing. Because
Yep.
if your realtor's coming in saying drop, get rid of it, whoa, put the brakes on a little bit.
And only drop those things that you're supremely confident in doing so.
Supreme confidence is essential.
Supreme confidence is good. All right, the end of another show. You got to love this. Keeping it real estate on the Find My Way Home Network for the real estate coach and the dean of homeownership university and the mortgage mistress and Big Bang Frank. Blowing minds.
Blowing minds.
Sign it off. See you guys on the next show.